Hello, today we will be looking at the new Datalogic CM9600 modules, starting from this one, the most basic multi-interface module, which is suitable for USB and RS-232 communication. This one is a 9630, CM9630 module. Next, we will be looking at this one, the Ethernet module, which looks very similar to the first one, but this is suitable for Profinet. And this one is the CM9680. Third, we will be looking at this one. This is the CM9681 N100, which is also a Profinet module. This one has IP65 encapsulation, and as you can see, it has two M12 contacts. The left one can be used for power supply in the unit. And lastly, we have the CM9681 N200, which is the Ethernet IP module, looking very similar to the Profinet, also with two M12 contacts. There is, however, an important detail to mention regarding the last two modules, because in those two you can use the right M12 contact for powering the device if you have a PoE switch or another PoE cable connection. So you don't have to use the left M12 contact, which is dedicated only for power supplying the device. You can also use the right one if you have PoE. So in this example, I decided to go ahead with the N100 module. So let's look at the connections first. The first thing I decided to go ahead with was the power supply, of course. I have this cable, which is connected to a 12-volt power supply. This is an important detail to remember. We will come back to this later. So just let's go ahead and connect it to the left side. Just keep in mind that the M12 connector on the left side is the 5-pole connector. So just go ahead and tighten the cable. You will see how the module lights up the LEDs. Next, I decided to use a Griffon 45 scanner, the corded version, and of course I have an RS-232 connector on the other end of the cable, so I have to simply plug it on the other end of the module like this. So what's great also about this module is that you can use any other RS-232 device. You don't have to use a Griffon scanner, you can use a power scan, which is actually the optimal device to work in conjunction with this module. You have to mind though the voltage, because what you put on the input will be passed on to the output. So as long as your scanning device operates in the same voltage range, you will be fine. So this is very important. Let's now connect the last cable, which is once again an M12, but this time is the 8-pole contact. So let's tighten the screws for this one on the module. And of course the other end will be the Ethernet, standard Ethernet connector, and in this case I will plug it directly into my computer, but this can be connected to a PLC or any other kind of machine that you will be working with. And this is how all the connections should look, and my cables and the scanner. So let's look at the configuration now. Okay, so let's run the Aladdin software tool, and we already know that this equipment is connected on the Ethernet connector. So let's click Ethernet and search. And now let's wait for the PC to find the device. It can take some time, but eventually you will get this recognition list with this question mark symbol on it. And what this is telling us is that the PC and the module are not on the same network. So let's fix that. So the simplest way to do this is by going into the command prompt and type in ipconfig, and this will tell us our computer's IP address from which we can extract the network. In this case it was very simple because I only have one connection on the Ethernet connector, which is of course the module, and as you can see here the network is 169.254.231, so that's my PC's network. Now let's make sure to have the module running on this same network, but let's assign two different digits at the end so we don't have any IP conflict. Back to Aladdin, you have to click on this question mark, and this will open the IP configuration window of the module, and you can see here that the IP address is 192.168.187.31, which is the default IP address from Datalogic. This is how the module is configured from the factory, and we have to make sure that we put this device into the same network of our computer. So let's type in 169.254.231, so we have the same network, and let's assign this module the last two digits 88 to differentiate it from the PC. And let's not bother too much about the subnet mask and the gateway. Apply the changes and close this window. This will automatically tell Aladdin to look for any updates. And there we go. So Aladdin has detected now both of our devices, the module and the scanner. If you pick the scanner, you can further adjust the settings for, data decodification. But in this tutorial we are mainly focusing only on the module. So let's pick it. And when we do so, we go online with this device, and the first window that's prompted is the configuration one. Here you can also see the connection tab. This one is the one including all the different parameters and extra networking settings that you might need. For example, the connection role from server to client if you need to change that, the name of the module, DHCP, static IP address, and so many more. So if you have a PLC or any other industrial network, you can make your module fit into that network by modifying the parameters in this section. So let's close the connection because we don't have anything to modify in this very moment, and let's just check if everything is working using Hercules. So I have Hercules running now on my PC, and as you can see here, the IP address that this software has picked up is the right one. This is the 169.254.231.87, which was the computer's IP address for this network. And the next step would be to click on TCP client, and here we can enter the module's IP address and just make sure to type all the numbers correctly. And one important thing to notice here is that the port assigned for data is the 51000. You can actually change this port number in Aladdin, so this was one of the options shown in the settings. However, I want to keep this default value, so I will go ahead and connect Hercules to my module. And I have now a barcode which I am scanning with my device. So everything looks fine. we know that everything is working, and this would be the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.